My name is Natalie. Thank you so much for stopping by in this video. I'm going to be addressing a question that I was submitted 11 days ago from David Anthony. Thank you, David. You're the best. Okay, so this question is very detailed and very thorough. So I am going to break down the question or the phrases so that way I can address every single need that I'm hearing as I'm reading this. If you're excited, make sure you like this video. It says, "Hey Natalie, I was wondering if you could make a video to help stressed out women to be more sane and normal." Okay, this also goes for men. If you are a stressed out man, to be more sane and normal is take a pause for yourself. Block out any noise, block out any social media, any comparison in the world. Usually what I do when I'm stressed out, I just need to travel somewhere. If you're not the type of person that likes to go travel, I know some people like to just step out in nature and think for themselves. There's many different ways on how to be able to do that, but whatever brings joy and fulfillment into your life. So for me, whenever obviously I can't travel the next day, I just wake up every morning and I take that time for me whenever I'm feeling stressed. I started to journal recently, about a year ago, and it has revolutionized my life. Whenever we feel stressed, we have so much going on in our heads. And when you write it out in paper, it's like you have taken those thoughts and put it somewhere else so you no longer feel stressed or overwhelmed. It's so beautiful. Oh my God, I highly recommend journaling. I used to be like, ain't nobody got time for that. Put yourself first. Obviously God first and then you. It's not selfish. We're being selfish to others if we're not taking the time for ourselves to better help them. Start journaling. I have a relationship with God. It's better that way for me. So I'll be like, hey God, I'm really stressed out about this situation. I'm not in control of it. I don't know what to do with it anymore. Whenever I humble myself and I just let it go and give it to God, He just resolves my problems. Crazy, right? But it works. I ask myself, what am I stressed about? How can I let it go? What am I in control of that I can handle? And what am I not in control of? What is something that I really, really gotta let go of? Give it to the universe or God, whoever it is or what it is that you believe in. Let it go. As soon as you know that you're not in control of certain things, you let it go. You write it out, you let it go, you put it out, and the rest will take care of itself. Sometimes when we end up being control freaks, we get overwhelmed and stressed out easily. Practice gratitude as well. What are you grateful for today? I'm grateful for the fact that I woke up this morning. A lot of people have not waken up this morning. What else are you grateful for? Clean water, a shelter, a clean bed, things like that. Start practicing gratitude. Take that time for yourself and just sit in silence. This is a process. You're not gonna be amazing at it in the beginning. You're not gonna be a superwoman or superman when you're implementing this, but take that time for yourself. Sit in silence, be with you. Write all your thoughts down, pray if you need to. I really recommend praying. Start verbally processing things as well. Be with yourself before you start your day, so that way you're not mean and insane towards others. And if I catch myself being mean to somebody, it's like, okay, I need to take a pause. I need to go somewhere and put myself in the corner. Take that time for you, clear your thoughts, clear your mind, and see how that goes for you. We guys have to deal with them on a daily basis. And first of all, let me address this part. We guys have to deal with them on a daily basis, and you are choosing to deal with them on a daily basis. I don't know, David, if you're married, if you have kids, I really would love to have David here and ask him questions about this. We all have a choice. You don't have to deal with them. You can choose to be if this relationship is worth it to me or not. What I'm getting from this is you want to learn how to deal with them. Beautiful. And it brings us down and makes it very difficult to want to stay in the relationship. I definitely understand that. I mean, no one wants to be with someone that you have to deal with them on a daily basis, and it's so hard to communicate with them. It's so hard to deal with them. So at this point, you just have to ask you, is it worth the trouble? Is it worth the problems? Is it worth the stress? All this kind of stuff. My advice for you is just to ask you those questions if it's worth it to you to deal with that on a daily basis, because we all have a choice. I don't think your partner is forcing you to deal with them. You have a choice. You legitimate have a choice. We all have a choice to deal what it is that we want to deal on a daily basis. Make a choice if this relationship is worth staying with. A lot of women are abusive. This is so interesting. A lot of women are abusive. Okay, David, my friend, how many women have you dated in the world? Have you dated all the women? A lot of women. I wouldn't say a lot of women are abusive. If you have dated all of us, prove it to me and I will agree with that statement. So it seems as though you have been with women who were abusive. So it seems as though you have chosen to be with women who are abusive. Therefore, you're saying a lot of women are abusive. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if all your relationships were abusive. Therefore, you're saying a lot of women are. I would say some are. This is a very broad statement. And again, I would ask more questions as to how many relationships you've been in. Were they all of them abusive? So I would ask more questions into this directly to David. And by the way, I love you, David. Thank you so much for having the courage and the humility to ask this question. And it seems as though you really want to make a change in this, in your relationship. So I appreciate you being very humble and asking me this and trusting me with this particular question. I appreciate you, David. And mean-spirited and ungrateful. I'm sorry, I'm like sensing a lot of judgment towards your woman right now. And that's okay. We're all human. We have human experiences and we are gonna judge no matter what. Something to work on in your heart, David, from me to you, sister as to brother, because you're saying a lot of women are abusive. Now you're putting women in, you're having this judgment towards women that they're abusive immediately, as soon as you see them probably. I don't know how you were brought up as a child. Maybe you had an abusive mom, mainly in the female side, that you weren't treated so fairly with. So there's a lot of unforgiveness as I'm reading this, to be quite honest with you. And that's okay, that's all part of the growth. And I wish someone had told me this. You know, I literally want someone to like kick me in my butt and tell me what it is that I'm doing wrong to better my life and better the lives of other people. David, are you mean-spirited and ungrateful? Again, it all comes down to a choice. David, for you have a choice to be with this woman or not. And for the women that are watching, you want to be better, start practicing gratefulness. What are you grateful for with your other person? It would be nice if mentally sound women like yourself, I appreciate that compliment. Thank you, I received that. Got a lot of work to do though. Mentally sound women like yourself could help these women find their happiness. For you too, David, we all want happiness. Work on you. Take the time to be in silence, learn new skills, communication skills. The more you're involved in this channel, because mine involves with communication skills and having a stress-free life, express what you're grateful for with your other partner and get them to admit they need to change. Get them to admit they need to change. So David, sounds like there's a lot of expectations in the relationship coming from both sides. And I can speak on this because I was the high expectation girl. So was my boyfriend years ago. We worked on this. We realized that having expectations, it's always going to disappoint you. No matter what, life is going to disappoint. But you're going to be disappointed no matter what. I'm going to be disappointed by people around me. Humans are not perfect. When you don't have expectations coming into your relationship, you're gonna be less disappointed. So it's all a choice. Going into a relationship, don't expect for the other person to change because they're not. No, I'm sorry to tell you, they're just not gonna change. But what you could do to change the circumstance is to change yourself. Start with you. When you change you, when you evolve, when you grow, when you invest into yourself, things will start to change. But don't ever come into a relationship with expectations for the other person to change if you're not willing to change yourself. I just wonder why there aren't women helping women, especially addressing this kind of thing. David, how do you know that? I want to ask you more questions. How do you know there aren't women helping other women addressing this kind of thing? Have you dated all the women in the world, my friend? Some of these statements are very, very broad, as if like you have gathered all the facts in the world to be able to say that. There are women helping each other. Thank you for submitting your question. I hope this video was helpful. And if it wasn't, like, tell me. We're here to confront one another in love, in honor, and respect. So if there's any part of this video that I've addressed that did not answer your question, let me know. Whether, you know, David, you're listening, or someone else, I want to connect with you and I want to help you out because that's what I'm here for. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, advice, anything at all, I would love to hear from you. Make sure you comment down below. I'm looking forward to doing the next video on regards to your question. Oh, make sure you subscribe. You've been watching my videos, I haven't been subscribing. What you doing? Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. And if you found this video helpful as well, and if you know someone who desperately needs to hear this kind of message, We're all here to build each other up. We're all here to encourage one another. So I am all for it. Share this message as many people as you want. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.